everybody, and welcome to BigCTV Gaming Talk. My name is Chris, aka Big C. So I haven't done one of these videos in a while, not since E3. So to catch everybody up to speed on what Gaming Talk is, it is a segment where I talk about some of the hot topics in gaming and share my thoughts on them, as well as give you, valid information on each topic. So of course, the hot topic right now is the Nintendo Switch, and I'm going to talk to you about everything that was announced during the Switch reveal event, my personal thoughts on the Switch and everything that was announced, and I'm going to give you BigCTV's plans for what we plan to do with the Switch after it releases. So for starters, what is the Nintendo Switch that everybody's been talking about? Well, it's the brand new console that is the replacement to the Wii U. The idea behind the Switch is it's supposed to be a hybrid console and portable. So you can play it at home, or you can take it out of its dock and take it on the go. The Switch comes in 3 different modes. The first is, of course, TV mode, where you dock it, you play on your TV like a typical console. The second is tabletop mode, where you take the Switch out of its dock, you prop it up using a kickstand, which is built into the system. You pull off the Joy-Con controllers, which the system comes with 2 of them, and you can play side by side with a friend on the same Switch anywhere you want. The third is handheld mode, where the Joy-Con controllers are attached to the side of the system, and you play it kind of like you do a Nintendo 3DS or a PlayStation Vita. So all 3 of those are pretty cool, and I'm sure have very different aspects and different games that will really utilize each mode. Of course, the big announcements about the Switch during the Switch reveal, which was last week, was that the system is coming out on March 3rd, 2017, so actually not very far from now, and that the price is $299. So $300 for a brand new system that is both a portable and a console. Not too shabby. The other big announcement, which everybody was super stoked for, was they finally revealed the release date for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which of course is the marquee title on the Switch. And yes, it launches day and date, March 3rd, 2017. So as soon as you pick up your brand new console, you can also pick up Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So those are all very exciting. But what else was announced about the Switch? What other things did Nintendo talk about? Well, they focused a lot on the Joy-Con controllers. These are the 2 little controllers on the side that you can detach. Both of these console controllers have a lot more to them than you think. Yes, they can snap on and snap off the console, and you can play 2-player games with them. But what you may not have known is they are very, very, very powerful Wiimote-style motion controllers. And they can do a lot more things than a Wiimote could, even with Wii Motion Plus. They also talked about the brand new HD Rumble, which is a new feature that they built for the Switch, where the rumble actually can affect the gameplay itself, which is kind of interesting to me. So HD Rumble is cool. And then they also, one of the Switch controllers has an IR camera, so that allows for more creative uses of the controllers themselves. The game that really shows these off are the brand new launch title 1-2 Switch, which is essentially a collection of mini-games made for 2 players. And the idea is you take your Switch somewhere, you detach the Joy-Con, or share the joy, as they called it in the conference, and you play a 2-player game not by looking at the screen necessarily, but by looking at each other. So the idea is for the game to use to create social interactions, which I think is really cool. You can do everything from milk a cow to have a gunfight to do an eating contest. You can try to catch a samurai sword. Like, there's a bunch of really interesting things that they're doing with this game that I think are going to be quite a lot of fun. So 1-2 Switch, I think really shows off what the system can do and what the Joy-Con controllers can do. So that should be a lot of fun when that releases on March 3rd. The biggest game reveal, of course, was Super Mario Odyssey, a brand new 3D Mario game set in similar style as Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine. This was the game that was kind of teased during the original Switch trailer, but they went into full detail on the game. There's a whole bunch of different environments. The graphics look gorgeous. You can jump on Mario's hat, and it's apparently its own character now. There's a lot we don't know about this game, but what we do know is it's supposed to come out holiday 2017. So if you're looking for a big new Switch game to come out during the holidays, that's going to be it. They also talked about a bunch of other new games that are coming out for the Switch. There's going to be Bomberman, Mario Kart Deluxe. That's right, Mario Kart 8 is coming to the Switch as a deluxe version that includes Battle Mode back. Yes. As well as new characters, new tracks. That's apparently coming out in April. They talked about some stuff that wasn't quite ready. There's a new RPG that has a weird title. I forgot it. Otherwise, I would tell you it. Coming out from Square. There's apparently a new No More Heroes game with this really weird, vague statement by Suda51, which that was a kind of a buzzkill for the conference. EA is releasing FIFA on the system. Skyrim is coming to the system. They revealed a bunch of nice little third-party games, and apparently there are 80 games in development for the Switch. So there's a lot coming. We don't know when it's coming, and the launch lineup is pretty small. Now, granted, you have Zelda, which is probably what everybody's going to play. Personally, I'm going to get 2 games, and I'll talk about those when I talk about my Switch plans later. But the launch lineup isn't super big, so if you're expecting a robust lineup of games for your Switch as soon as it comes out, don't look for that. No, unfortunately. They also announced Platoon 2. Not a remaster of the original Splatoon. This is a sequel that you can play with up to 8 Switches. I believe you can play Switch split screen as well. That's one thing they did reveal during the conference, which was really cool, is apparently you can connect 8 Switches together to play local multiplayer with up to 8 players. So if you and your buddies have Switches, go somewhere cool and do basically a LAN party using all of your Switches. That's really awesome, and I think that's going to be fun, especially with something like Splatoon or Mario Kart. You can do like mini tournaments with a bunch of people on Switches, so I think that's going to be quite awesome. Now, there's a few negatives. The first is that the system only has 32 gig of storage, which if you are one of the people who likes to play digital download games and not have physical discs or cartridges in this case, you're going to need to expand that. Thankfully, the system does support SD cards. So you'll be able to buy a specific SD micro card to plug into your Switch and greatly expand your data capacity. The other thing that I thought was a little weird is they're doing a new online service. Now, normally I would say, oh, this is great. They're actually trying to go on a path similar to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in terms of online. Kind of. They are doing a unified account system. Great. So it'll make it easier to connect to your friends. I think there's going to be a friends list. And it's going to start off as being free when the system comes out. Also great. Here's what isn't great. They are supporting voice chat for the first time on a Nintendo system, which is a big deal. Problem is, in order to voice chat, you have to use an app on your smartphone. That just sounds weird. I don't know how many people are actually going to do that, but hey, it's an option, I guess? I don't know. In addition to that, one thing that's kind of cool is when the system goes paid, you will be getting a free NES or Super NES game right off the bat for free per month. That sounds cool. What isn't cool is the fact that apparently you don't get to keep the game. It goes away after a month, and then they give you a different one. So the only way to keep the game that you are playing is you have to buy it. Again, I don't see the point in that. It's basically just a demo for a month of a classic game. So it sounds like they're taking a few steps forward and a few steps back in terms of their online service. Not super huge about this, but maybe they'll prove me wrong and maybe they'll backpedal or change a few things before launch or maybe after launch. A lot of this stuff isn't something that they can't change, so that's good. Another thing that caught people a bit off guard is the pricing of the accessories. This was a little tough to swallow, so bear with me. Um, if you want to buy replacement Joy-Con controllers, so let's say you want one of the different colors. They did reveal 2 other colors at this conference as well. There's going to be a red and a blue one. One of the versions of the system actually comes with a red and a blue one, but just one. So it won't be a matching set, so you can differentiate player 1 and player 2, which is kind of cool. But if you want an extra set, those are going to cost you $80 or $50 for one if you lose one of them. That's a little rough. In addition, the Pro controller is going to cost $80 or $70. Sorry, $70. If you want to buy an AC adapter so you can charge your system on the go, that's $30. If you want to buy a wrist strap, that's $8 for your new Joy-Con that you paid $80 for. If you want to buy a second dock, so if you have multiple TVs in your house and you don't want to haul your dock to different places, that's going to cost you like $90. All the pricing is really, really high for the accessories. Now, granted, I think that might be to offset the cost of the system, because $300 for a system that can do all that it can is pretty cheap, but I think they're going to have a tough time selling all these accessories just because that was one thing that was nice about the Wii is the system was cheap and the accessories, yeah, they sold a lot of them, but they weren't that expensive. It was like $50 for a Wii mode or like, $20 for a nunchuck. It wasn't that bad. These prices are a bit hard to swallow. So it might be a tough sell for Nintendo to sell all of these high-priced accessories, but I mean, I'm sure some people will buy them. I'm already buying a few. I bought an AC adapter for mine, and I plan on buying some other controller stuff later on. So, that's in a nutshell everything that was talked about during the Nintendo Switch conference last week. So, what are my thoughts on it? Well, I think the system is cool. I think there are some really exciting new games coming out on the Switch. I think the biggest draw of this system, yeah, it's a new system and it has HD. Playing it at home, I think, will be good, but I don't think that's the draw. I think the biggest draw of the system is the fact that you can take it where you want to go. So I could go to a park and hang out with my friends and play a Switch. Bring it with me, put it in tabletop mode, play Mario Kart, middle of the park. That sounds awesome. If you're at a theme park and you're in line for an attraction, you can pull out your Switch, play 30 minutes of Zelda. The portable aspect is really what appeals on the system. And I wasn't super impressed when they first revealed the Joy-Con controllers, but after seeing this conference and all that the Joy-Con controllers can do, I'm a bit less skeptical. I think these things are legit. I think they're the real deal, and I think they're going to be pretty awesome. 1-2 Switch, when I saw the trailer, and then later on I did watch a video that showed some gameplay of different minigames. That looks great. I do think it is a mistake, though, that they're selling that game separately instead of making it a pack-in. Now, granted, I get it. Lower cost of the system. Makes sense. But that's a game I feel needs to be in as many people's hands as possible. So even if you bump the system price up to like $350 or maybe $330, $320 and include 1-2 Switch, I think that would have been great. But I think, honestly, people should not sleep on 1-2 Switch. If you want a game that's really going to show off what the system and what the Joy-Con controllers can do to your friends, obviously everyone's buying Zelda. We know that. But this game is one, it is coming out at launch, like I said before, so definitely don't sleep on that. Try it out. It looks pretty great. I think that's going to be a good one. But yeah, there's some good games on the horizon. I wish the launch lineup was a little bit more robust, and I wish more games were announced. But you know what? They gotta save some things. I'm sure they're gonna have a few announcements of big new games coming out at E3 during their Treehouse Live or their whatever they call it, the E3 conference thing. So I'm sure more games will be coming out for the Switch, but based on what we've seen, it has a solid lineup. I do think they're making a few mistakes with the online and the pricing of the accessories, but they can course correct. And I think they'll realize once people don't buy a ton of accessories or maybe aren't using their online once it becomes paid, maybe they'll course correct and decide, okay, maybe we need to switch this up and change some things. So switch things up. Ha ha ha. So I think it's a good start, and I think the system's going to be good. The biggest thing I like about it is, like previous Nintendo systems, it is very unique. So one thing that's tough about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One is they are so similar. Both systems have the same types of games. The main difference is the online and the exclusives. I personally go for Xbox because I like the exclusives and I like the online structure, and most of my friends play on Xbox. But I have a PS4, and both systems are really good in their own ways, but they're also very similar. Switch is not like those two. Like, yes, it can support HD games. It's not as powerful as those two, so be aware of that. But the portable aspect and the fact that they have Nintendo games, which are exclusive, and really do bring in the crowds and bring in the excitement, it makes it worth having. So if you either did not own a Wii U, which if you didn't, it's a good system. I think it's criminally underrated, honestly. I didn't play it as much as I probably should have, but I got a good amount of enjoyment out of it. And I'm going to keep my Wii U. I'm not going to trade it in because there's still a lot of games on it that I want to play that I haven't played yet. So if you didn't buy a Wii U and want to play Zelda, or if you maybe you haven't played a Nintendo system in a while, I think the Switch is one that you're probably going to want to check out. Later on, though, because GameStop and Amazon have both revealed that their initial pre-order shipments of the Switch are gone. So if you want to get one on March 3rd, good luck. Maybe some stores will have them out the door. Maybe some people won't pick up their pre-orders. But it's going to be tough to find. So good luck out there to those who do not have a pre-order, who are looking for one. You have a long road ahead of you, so I salute you. Anyway, so now that I've talked about my opinion and what was actually talked about during the conference and a few things after, let's talk about what BigCTV is going to do for the Switch. Now, in case you have not seen, I happen to be one of those people who have a pre-order on a Switch. So I will be getting a Switch on March 3rd. At midnight, assumably. I can't talk. Assumed that there is a midnight launch. So what that means is I'll be able to bring home the system right away, and I'm going to do a live unboxing. Now, I've done a couple live videos in the past on Facebook Live. Not a ton, but a couple. This is going to be a big one because I've never done a live unboxing before, so you'll get to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff of, okay, this is what it takes to do an unboxing video. I might answer some questions or comments that people ask when they are watching it. So that will be done on March 3rd around 12:30-ish, depending on when I get out of GameStop. So be sure to check that out. You'll see me unbox the system. The next day on March 3rd, we'll be doing a bunch of gameplay of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know yet if I can stream it or do anything on system. I might have to do the crappy off-screen. Not what I want to do, but you know, Nintendo hasn't given me much choice lately, so I'll do what I have to do. I also want to get some 1-2 Switch gameplay, which I will be picking up alongside Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I will have those two games. I'll try to get as much gameplay footage of both of them as possible so everyone can check it out. And I'll give a full impressions on a later episode of Gaming Talk where I'll talk about my hands-on time with the Nintendo Switch. So all of that is coming right around March 3rd, 2017. So look forward to that. Be sure to like the BigCTV Facebook page because that is where the live stream will be taking place, is on there. So be sure to check that out. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of Gaming Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to do more of these when more big topics come out. I'm sure I will do another one when they finally announce the Xbox Scorpio. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of BigCTV Gaming Talk. My name is Chris. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. Both are at BigCTV. Check us out on social media at BigCTV Show on both Facebook and Twitter. And if you want to help shape the future of BigCTV, become a Patreon patron today. There are lots of different packages you can choose and get different rewards from myself personally and BigCTV, as well as you're helping to fund the future, helping us to expand our brand and create more exciting products for you. So be sure to click the link in the description below or go to patreon.com/BigCTV to become a patron today. So that's going to do it for this Gaming Talk episode. My name is Chris, and I will see you next time on BigCTV Gaming Talk. Set your breath.